Here's the name of this card. It's the Wells Fargo, this is my favorite card name, Bilt Rewards World Elite. Now, it's Wells Fargo because that's the bank that's issuing the card. Then you have the Bilt Rewards because there's a rewards program called Bilt Rewards. We'll talk about the card and the rewards in a moment. And they've partnered with Wells Fargo to be able to provide this benefit. And then the marketing department, the geniuses that they are, came up with World Elite. This is the bank. This is the reward program. And I have no idea what this is. There was a marketing meeting and they probably said, Platinum Planet. They're like, no. Titanium Universe. No. World Elite. That's going to get the most card users. So apparently this is what's going to get everyone excited and sign up for this card. I think it's the fact that you can earn points on your rent. And we're going to get into how that works, how it doesn't work, and why it works. I spent over $1 million on credit cards in just 1 year. Let my experience help you get out of debt and use credit cards to your advantage. Now let's get into this video. Credit cards don't let you earn rewards, whether it be cash, points, or miles, on things like rent. There's other categories, of course, that you're aware of where you can earn these, but there aren't cards until now that allow you to earn points on your rent. Now, there may be other cards that do this, but they don't really make it widely known. I haven't come across any, but this card allows you to earn on your rent. Why is that a big deal? If you look at your budget and what you spend every month, groceries, gas, whatever it may be, your various bills, there are cards that allow you to earn cash back in all these different categories. But when it comes to paying your rent, they don't, and I'll explain why. First off, you got to understand how credit cards in general work, and that is that the card company, the bank, is charging a fee. So that fee is not charged to you, typically. What they do, let's say you go buy an item that costs $1. You're buying it from a grocery store or a convenience store, and the bank charges them a fee. Why do they let you use a credit card? Because they want to be able to accept credit cards because everyone uses them. So that store may only get 97 cents for that $1. So it's a 3% fee, let's say. There's different types of fees. But what that means is they're paying the fee. Well, when it comes to paying your rent, they, the landlord, whoever owns the home, they want that full amount. So what they'll say, and you've probably seen this before, is they'll say, okay, you can pay using a credit card, but we're going to charge you the fee. So, because they want to cover it on the bank's end. So let's say you have $2,000 in rent, and you might try to pay it. And in the past, until this card came along, they would say, all right, we're going to charge, well, they still do charge this fee, but it's taken care of in a different way. We're going to charge a 3% fee on that $2,000. So that's $60. Now, that means that they're going to charge you, if you want to use your credit card, and I'm sure you've seen this at times when you go to check out and they say there's a transaction fee, they're going to charge you $2,060. They meaning, is that you think it's the landlord, but essentially the bank, you're going to pay $2,060, and the landlord is going to get their $2,000, and they're going to have to pay the credit card company $60. So they're happy because they got their $2,000. So this is why you typically would not use a credit card to pay your rent, because you're paying this extra 3%. Many cashback cards will give you 1% back, 1.5%, 2%. Rarely are you going to get up to 3%, so it doesn't make sense. If you use your card and you get $40 in cash, but they're going to charge you $60, you just lost $20. So that doesn't make any sense until this card came along.
Thanks for watching. Take a moment to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And hit that like button as well. It really helps the channel out and helps the video spread to more people. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so let me talk about this card and exactly how it works. So let's call it the Bilt Mastercard. You use this card when you're paying your rent. And essentially, Bilt takes care of that transaction fee, so you won't have to pay it. So you can go online, use the Bilt Mastercard to pay your rent. You might be going through your landlord's portal. You may have to send them a check, in which case you can use the app that comes along with the credit card. They've married it with the Bilt Rewards program, and they will send the check for you out and you don't have to pay that additional fee. So in the example we gave of that 3% fee, which you would normally have to pay, in this case, you wouldn't. If it's $2,000 in rent, you're only going to pay $2,000 in rent. Now, what do you get? Now, what you get on the Bilt Rewards MasterCard, again, the Bilt MasterCard, is you're going to earn points. And you get 1x points. So in other words, for every dollar spent, you get 1 point on your rent. In order to do that, there's a caveat. There's 2 caveats to this that you need to know. The first is you have to use this MasterCard 5 times during the month, or you will not earn the rewards on the rent payment. Now, why do they do this? They do this because they want to get you used to using their card. So that way, you don't just use it for rent every month. You'll say, okay, well, I have to use it 5 times. So I just went out to eat, I'll use it there. I just bought some groceries, I'll use it there. And you start using it. They want you to get accustomed to taking that out of your wallet or out of your pocket and using it, thinking that if you're using it more often, you'll just start using it as your go-to card, which ultimately is what they want. And you can earn more points in different categories. They have 2x categories, they have 3x categories. But for this card, since it's the only one of its class at the moment, this is the one you can use in rotation so that while you're paying the majority of your budget items with other cards, whether it be cashback or rewards that give you more, this is the one, if you're paying rent, that you're going to want to use because you can actually get points back and you don't have to pay additional fees. So first, know that you have to use it 5 times during the month for various things. And then when you use it to pay your rent, you're going to gain those points. Second thing to know is you can only earn up to 100,000 points on rent payments. You can earn more points using their card, but for rent payments, 100,000. That shouldn't be too hard during the course of a year. So if your rent's $2,000, 12 months, that's $24,000. You're going to get 24,000 points. 5,000 a month in rent, 12 months, that's 60,000. So I doubt most people are paying more than 2, 3, 4, 5,000. Even 6 times 12 is 72. So you can see that you can 8 times 12 was at 96. You could have 8,000 a month and you're still going to be under that 100,000. You're going to gain those points. So those are the 2 things to know about this card in terms of caveats that you got to remember. It sounds like the 100,000 isn't a big deal, but you have to use it 5 times during the month or you're not going to get that benefit. Now let's talk about what you're getting. So Bilt Rewards is a rewards program where you can earn points and use them on various things within their, let's call their website. I like to call it their online mall. And then, of course, there's the credit card where you're using it to pay for things. They married it so that the points you're earning on that credit card, you're using in the Bilt Rewards program. So I've got multiple videos on this in terms of how do you value points. Just because you're getting points doesn't mean they're valuable, especially if you could have used them for something else. Now, in this case, you won't be earning points on rent using other cards. And if you do, there's that additional fee, so it doesn't make sense. So essentially, if you have no other option, this is the way to go. You've got points. Now what do you do with them? You can see the Bilt Rewards program because you can sign up and it's free to sign up even without getting the MasterCard. I did that to take a look around. And what I found was this. The only way that I personally would use it is that they allow you to use it on things. They'll say, well, gym memberships and all these various things. But the ones that seem the most valuable, in my opinion, is that you can transfer the points to another rewards program on a one-to-one basis. And they show a list of them, and I'll put them up here in a moment on the screen. You're probably seeing them now. But 2 that I have videos on are the Marriott Bonvoy points and the United program points. I have had very good success with the United program, meaning I've been able to exchange points and get essentially a 3% or 4% value. In other words, if a cashback card is giving me 2%, but I'm able to get 3 or 4% somewhere else, I equate them. So watch those other videos because it'll show you, and I'll put a link in the description, exactly how you can value the points and know what you're getting. So what would I do with this card? Use it for rent, take those points, move them to another program, such as the Bonvoy or the United on a one-to-one basis, meaning if you have 10,000 points, you can move your 10,000 over to United and then use them for, like, for example, the United program, you can use them for hotels, cars, and flights. And flights is where you get the most value because United is an airline company, and therefore they're providing the service and there's no middleman. So they have a larger margin to work with, and you're more likely to get a better value. So you can look around once you watch. I also have another video I'll put, which just shows you how to basically determine the value of points. That way you can look at what they provide and you can say, do I want to use it here, here, or here, or do I want to move them somewhere else? The other thing about this particular card is that there's no annual fee. Most cards don't have them, but some do have them today, so that's worth noting. The last thing I'll mention, which I find is really interesting, when I do these credit card reviews, most of the cards I actually have and actually use. I'll be honest, I haven't used this card yet. I just took a look, so I went ahead and dug through the terms and conditions. And of course, it's lengthy and there's a lot in there. But here's something that's very interesting. With this Bilt Rewards program, if you've earned a certain number of points, they have various levels, and I'll show it here on the screen. Essentially, if you have over 25,000 points, you can actually currently earn interest on your points. So as your points sit there, you'll gain more points. Interesting feature. I didn't see it on their website, but I found it in the terms and conditions. I'm not sure why they have it. If they do, since they do have it, you would think they would use that as a selling point, but it's not there. So you can acquire these points, and then those points can grow much like you would put cash in a bank account. At what rate? I don't know. I couldn't find an interest rate. It wasn't in the T's and C's, and I didn't see it on their website. But there is a way to actually earn additional points just by letting them sit there. Interesting feature. Not sure why it's there. Something to take note of. As always, with all cards, they always cover themselves in the, I say T's and C's, in the terms and conditions. You know, when you go to sign up and there's that long thing and they say you need to read it, and then you click the button and you just go and you scroll through it and you click the button. Those are the terms and conditions. So they can change all of these things. They can change how many points you get. They can change how you keep the points, how you lose the points, all of those things. But just know that that's the same with all the cards. So take a look at this Bilt card, because when you're looking at your monthly spend and you're trying to get free stuff every month and you're picking which card to use in which category, I'll use this card for gas. I'll use this card because I go to this particular club like a Sam's or a Costco or a BJ's Warehouse. I'll use this card when I shop on Amazon. I'll use this card when I go to Walmart. And that way you can maximize all of the free stuff you get every month. Well, there's that one category of rent, and this is the card to use. I haven't found another one that does it this well. So take a look at the Bilt Mastercard. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful.